following is an actual chat transcript.
Verge confirmed 9 a.m. Yeah, Newegg did as well. Which one are you going for? I'm trying for one of the Gigabyte cards, I think. Either on Newegg or B&H. Hopefully those don't have as many people gunning for them. Yeah, I'm hoping for the beefier EVGA one. Gonna try Amazon first, though. Oh, Amazon's a good look. I saw it on there, but it wouldn't go in my cart. I had it in my cart and it got removed. Me too. Nothing on Amazon or NVIDIA. No, B&H is entirely down. Best Buy is all coming soon. I think Newegg is totally down. It's definitely at least on the struggle bus. Oh yeah. B&H is down too? Yeah, it's totally dead. B&H is very down. Newegg is back up, but all sold out. Still nothing on Amazon. Best Buy sold out. EVGA site sold out. B&H still down. B&H might be a possibility when they come alive. Micro Center opens in 30 minutes. Do I drive over? Do you think stores have stock in hand? It's not a bad idea. The site says 10 in store. Oh, hell yeah, then. Probably already aligned, though. Damn it! I'm going! Did you see lots of people there? A line outside or anything?
There seem to be a decent amount of people there. Definitely a lot for 10 a.m. on a Thursday.
Is there a lot of emotion?
Well, there's definitely an air of people in a rush. Is B&H still down?
Yeah, they've had various different bad gateway pages. I got an email from NVIDIA at 10:13, but the store never showed any stock. You know, for all this hype and stuff, I still haven't seen one anecdote about anyone who was able to actually buy it.
Me neither.
This launch was garbage. That was my experience trying to buy an RTX 3080 on launch day. If you were trying to buy one, I bet you had a pretty similar time as well. As a matter of fact, NVIDIA just announced that they expect the card shortage to last until next year. And if you're unfamiliar with a graphics card, it is this part of a computer. This card is like its own small computer that you slot into your computer, and it handles the bulk of processing the kinds of calculations that go into creating graphics. And graphics matter not only just to video gamers, but professionals who rely on rendering, like engineers, architects, scientists, graphic artists, product designers, loads of people. People like YouTube creators, and your boy right here was refreshing on the morning of September 17th, just like everybody else. You see, I just built a new computer for editing my videos, and there is one part that is desperately lacking: a graphics card. NVIDIA's been selling graphics cards for years, and they've been through dozens of product releases without much fuss. So what did they get wrong this time? Well, it's actually not a question of what they got wrong, but what they got right. And they got so much right about the 3080. The performance for the price is unparalleled, satisfying the needs of people gaming at 1080, 1440, or 4K, and able to do things like ray tracing and various creative functions, all at a price that will only make your wallet scream a little bit. The card hits a lot of sweet spots. In the beginning of September, Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, was drumming up demand. Like they would for any product release, he wanted to hype it up. He busted out the leather jacket and made us all feel like dopes when he pulled the 3080 out from behind a bucket of spatulas. Seriously, the thing was hiding in plain sight for like the first 20 minutes of the video. And the gist of the video was that the 3080 is the largest generational leap in graphics card performance in practically a decade. But wait, it's not just better, it's cheaper. Jensen announced that the 3080's little brother, the 3070, would sell for $500 and equal the performance of the $1,200 2080 Ti, their previous flagship graphics card. F in the comments for all the 2080 Ti owners out there. The 3080's big brother, the 3090, is being heavily marketed as the first 8K capable gaming card. You know, like how you want to game on your $30,000 8K TV? The 3090's launch was equally frustrating for consumers, and as a matter of fact, NVIDIA apologized even before the 3090 launched, basically saying, yeah, you're not going to get one of those. But Jensen also said, hey, if you're running a 10 series GPU from like 3 years ago, you're definitely going to want to upgrade now. They showed gorgeous footage of the 3080 doing live renderings of marbles at night, but they were the best looking nighttime marbles I've ever seen, and everybody in the PC community knew that they wanted a 3080 at launch. So from a business perspective, if we're NVIDIA and we manufactured the same amount of cards as we would for any other launch historically, except we've got a customer base that's been trapped at home since March, everybody and their mother is playing Fortnite, we're all influencers and Twitch streamers now, and we'll just drop an announcement to drum up Yeezy levels of hype. So what happened at the launch? Well, 9 a.m. came and went, and the store websites all went from coming soon to out of stock. Seriously, I have yet to hear of a human who saw an active buy now button at launch because the launch was being swarmed by bots. Bots buying dozens of cards in a fraction of a second, all intended for retail. That's right, scalpers. The 3080 is in very high demand, historically high demand as a matter of fact. So like we talked about in my video about the Japanese whiskey shortage, what crops up? Secondary markets trading the product at a price higher than retail. People who are able to get their hands on the product can either use it and enjoy it, or they are within their rights to sell it to somebody else, in this case at a considerable markup. But while this is legal, it's a really sticky situation with something like the 3080. It's tough for everyday consumers who just want to buy the card at retail pricing for their own uses, and it's a tough situation for NVIDIA because they're getting terrible PR for their worst launch ever. Lots of people use the phrase price gouging when referring to the sorts of extreme markups that can happen in secondary markets. However, this isn't what we're talking about today. Price gouging, from the standpoint of America's legal system, is extortionate pricing implemented by a retailer, rather than a personal owner. And yes, this can be a bit hazy in practice, but in order to be most clear about what we're talking about today, when we say scalpers, we're talking about a specific kind of resellers. These aren't resellers like, hey, I want to sell my old 980 Ti, give me a couple bucks for it. These are people who are buying up the entire market in order to flip it at a profit. And personally, when I think of scalpers, I always think of those old school ticket scalpers. You know, the guys walking around the stadium 15 minutes before the game starts asking if you need seats. But that's a very outdated example of a scalper. As technology has advanced, so have scalpers. In modern times, secondary markets have started operating at timescales that would be unthinkable compared to the past. Bots and scripts make it so that purchases can be initialized and checkouts completed in under a second. Inventories can entirely sell out in just a few seconds. So bots are programs that scalpers use to buy as many of a limited product as possible. These programs got their footing in the sort of hype beast clothing arena, like Supreme drops and Yeezys. Anything that had a limited release was perfect fodder for bots. A bot can complete an entire checkout faster than you or I can add an item to our cart. And bots are buying almost everything on the internet. For a long time, they've been very popular with concert tickets and tech releases, and now they're becoming even more streamlined. Where people used to have to cobble together their own bots for launches, services like Bounce Alerts will let you use their bots for $75 a month. I mean, at that point, you could start your own eBay store for Supreme motorcycle helmets and 3080s and recoup your $75 pretty quickly. And while my initial reaction to all this bot frenzy and reselling drama was very laissez-faire, I mean, literally, I was like, well, they're allowed to do it, so the free market will figure it out. Now I'm realizing that because bots operate on a timescale that humans simply can't, the bots are actually sort of making a mandatory secondary market. When bots are the only entities that can buy cards, then every card will get marked up. And then I thought that through a step farther and I realized, wait, bots are actually violating the free market. And I love the free market. Here's my thought process. In a world without bots, maybe the 3080 would have been sold out for months as well. But in that case, the cards would likely be selling to more end users rather than just this artificially created secondary market. Everyone would be on equal footing rather than the bots just having the run of NVIDIA's inventory. In this hypothetical scenario of a world without bots, the 3080 would probably be selling much closer to retail pricing because end users would be buying it at retail rather than on secondary markets like eBay. So right there, we know that bots are artificially driving up the prices of these cards. And to double down on this, not only are the bots scooping up every card and making us buy them at a markup in this unnecessary secondary market, they're artificially increasing the demand. If there are 100,000 people waiting to buy the card on launch day, and in addition to them there are 50,000 bots, then those are 50,000 Terminator-level robots that we all have to beat in order to get a card. And they don't even want the card, they're just robots sent to get the card as fast as possible. So NVIDIA has a much cloudier impression of the true demand of the card. A third of the demand is artificial? Half of the demand is artificial? Who knows? One person could run 100 bots. So not only are the bots making us participate in the artificially mandated secondary market, they're skewing the very foundation of the supply and demand curve of the 3080. And what did I say about messing with the free market, guys? You don't mess with the free market. And now that I've gone on my anti-bot diatribe, here's my pro-scalper think piece. Wait, I'm gonna do what? Wait. Before everybody is calling for my head in the comments, from a super dry and logical perspective, scalpers serve an economic function. Right now, the 3080's market price is higher than retail, and that's just a fact. Demand is so much higher than supply that the card is worth well more than NVIDIA set the MSRP at. So each sold listing on eBay is a closer representation to the actual price that the market values the card at, which is like $1,400 to $1,500, twice the price of retail. Stinks. This scalper is afraid of haters, so he says he accidentally bought two. Okay, good luck accidentally buying one of them right now. So in a world without any secondary market, the card would still be out of stock because MSRP is so much lower than demand has set the market price. But NVIDIA would be leaving money on the table, which is bad from an economic perspective, because that loss of financial momentum means that the economy for this card wouldn't be moving as strongly as it could. We want efficient markets. So now that scalpers are involved, that extra money is just going into the scalpers' pockets. And I mean, I'm not happy about it, but from an economic standpoint, it's the machine in motion, because markets are always going to try to come to an equilibrium price. Currently, the market is operating as intended, but it's being shifted in favor of the scalpers. And you know who's angry about that? Customers and NVIDIA. Customers have been trolling eBay listings with their own abusive technology by driving up bids artificially and not paying them. They send prices of an auction up to $50,000, they skip on the tab, and the scalper gets their time wasted. This is a big backlash to show scalpers, hey, we'll wait and buy it at retail and not get extorted for our graphics. There's a little collateral damage to NVIDIA here as people have been driving down reviews of the 3080 on eBay in an effort to bury listings and to let people know not to buy the card from scalpers. And NVIDIA's public response after the botched launch was to let everyone know that they were manually reviewing orders to ensure that any that seemed to be bot orders would be culled out. Things like multiple cards shipping to the same address, or the same credit card being used for multiple orders would be a tip-off for a batch of bot orders. Well, guess what, NVIDIA? These bots are smart. They have ways of circumventing those protections, including using permutations and variations of shipping addresses, shipping directly to dropshippers, and using multiple card numbers that trace back to the same credit card account, among many other things. Throw a CAPTCHA on the page. No, don't worry about it. The bots can beat a CAPTCHA in advance, while the rest of us dopes are hitting F5. The thing is, right now is kind of a bleak time to be a fan of something popular or limited, because bots will always be there and will always be faster than us. I do feel like if there is somebody in the world who can beat a bot army, though, it could be NVIDIA. A gigantic artificial learning company can beat a few hype beasts with bots, right? I mean, while this all went down, NVIDIA quietly announced that they were buying the AR company ARM for $40 billion. What? $40 billion. Well, gamers are NVIDIA's biggest segment, so I would imagine they're appropriately motivated to handle the task of defeating the bot army for us to buy our GPUs. Over time, remember that means like 2021, this card will become more widely available, and hopefully the bot army moves its focus from the 30 series to something else. But until then, it is a crazy predicament. Some people are calling for government intervention, and frankly, I'm not really sure I agree with that. I do not like government intervention in markets or additional regulations on businesses, but this is an unbeatable army of robots creating an unnecessary secondary market that customers are forced to shop from if they want the card. It is a compelling argument, but I don't trust the government to come up with any sensible regulation regarding it. I trust a tech company like NVIDIA and their tech-savvy user base to come up with some sort of verification process for future releases they know will be highly subscribed. Maybe if you sign up for a verification code that gets sent to your email, maybe you can have people queue online and give vouchers out in a way that imitates the way crowds are handled in real life. Heck, use blockchain tech. There's gotta be some sort of bot defeating process in there. But it's a predicament that confounds even the people at the top. Jensen Huang said the following: "Even if we knew about all the demand, I don't think it's possible to have ramped up that fast. It's just getting sold out instantly. I appreciate it very much, I just don't think there's a real problem to solve. It's a phenomenon to observe. It's just a phenomenon." So maybe they don't want to fix it. I don't know. In many ways, NVIDIA and their customers are victims of NVIDIA's own success in this one. They made a card that's got such good performance at such a widely accepted price point that even NVIDIA doesn't know how to handle the demand. Consider this. At 9 a.m. on September 17th, the entire world was lined up, each person holding $700 in their hand and shouting, "NVIDIA, take my money!" And NVIDIA looked down and whispered, "No." If you enjoyed this video, then please slam the like and subscribe buttons. What do you think of these bots? Are you buying a 3080? Let me know in the comments down below. And personally, I had a lot of fun researching and editing this video, especially making that whole crazy audio intro in the beginning. So please do subscribe, because I'm always trying new things to bring a creative approach to understanding the world of business, money, and influence. Follow me on Instagram at RossCampoliBusiness to see more of my day-to-day, and I will see you in the next one.